Well, thank you all for coming. Welcome. Welcome. We're excited today to show a new commercial, and we're excited to have the governor share some thoughts about this campaign. It's been a privilege to serve alongside Governor Douglas for the last 8 years. We've worked professionally. We've developed a friendship. It has been a real privilege to learn about all of state government and all the intricacies of state government, working with his secretaries, working with his commissioners, being a member of the, welcome to be a member of the governor's cabinet. That hasn't always been the case, but it's been really encouraging to be invited to be a part of the governor's cabinet. And with no further ado, I'd like to introduce the governor of the state of Vermont, the Honorable James H. Douglas.
Well, Brian, thanks so much. It's a real pleasure to be here with you this afternoon to unveil a new campaign ad. When Brian first announced his candidacy for governor, I told him I would do whatever I could to help, because I feel so strongly about the tremendous leadership he's shown to Vermont as my lieutenant governor during these past 8 years, and I wanted to be sure that the outstanding work that we've begun would be continued under his leadership as our chief executive. This weekend I'm going to be spending virtually all day, Saturday and Sunday, with Brian on the campaign trail, visiting a number of places around the state, encouraging Vermonters from every corner of Vermont to support his candidacy. I believe strongly in Brian's candidacy and believe he's the best person to lead our state for the next few years. He has a tremendous record of service and leadership. He's served our nation, he has served our state for the past 8 years, and he's been a leader in his community of Essex as well. Brian and I have worked together in so many different ways, and I think everyone realizes that he has done more with the office of Lieutenant Governor than literally anybody in history. He's been an envoy for our state to places outside our borders to provide opportunities for investment and economic growth. He has been my partner in securing an energy future and working on the long-term contract with Hydro-Quebec to have electricity for 26 more years. He's worked on Homeland Security concerns as chairman of my Homeland Security Advisory Council. His broad experience in the Guard and Reserve has been extremely important in that role. And he's chaired our Healthy Aging Commission. Being the second oldest state in America, we have to be sure that we do our best by Vermonters as the years go by, and Brian's outstanding leadership there has meant a great deal to me and to our state. And he's also been by my side when we've needed to resist ideas that are not in the state's best interest. The job-killing tax increases that were pushed through by Peter Shumlin and his Democratic allies last year were things that Brian and I stood strongly against. And I was pleased that we were able to persuade them to roll back some of those increases this year. Still a tax burden that's higher than I would like. We need to keep working on it, but at least some movement in the right direction. It was gratifying within the last week to see the Wall Street Journal rate Vermont as the 4th best managed state in America. And I'm proud of that, not only over the last 8 years, but frankly the work I did as state treasurer prior to that to enhance our bond rating, reduce our debt, improve the timeliness of our audits, and our cash flow. So I think we've done a lot of great work together, Brian, over the last 8 years, and it's an honor and privilege to devote whatever time I can during the next month to see you succeed. Brian has qualities beyond his experience that I think are critical. He's someone of tremendous integrity. Brian Dubie is someone who is not going to make a promise that he can't keep. He's serious about offering his experience and talent to Vermonters, and I believe that on the 2nd of November they will see that he is the person to lead Vermont into the future. He will maintain balance in Montpelier, which is critical. Vermonters understand the excesses of the supermajorities in our General Assembly, and they want to make sure that there is a check on those excesses. Brian will continue to play that important role that I've tried to play during the past 8 years. So I'm proud to be here with you, Brian, to work on strategies that will include ways that we can create more job opportunities for Vermonters, which in the end is a major responsibility that everyone in government shares. Let's take a look at the spot, and then we can talk a little more. CNN.
Let's face it, we can't have the fox guarding the hen house. We need balance in Montpelier. When the legislature raised taxes that would hurt families and small businesses, Brian Dubie and I stood up to them. When the legislature spent beyond our means, we fought back. Brian Dubie has the skill to bring people together, but knows how to take this stand and
How'd you do that?
I'm a ventriloquist.
They
won't look like that on Eric.
You all have it now, and the House was just sent out.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay you for that run, right?
Sorry, just 1 second.
You did rehearse this.
1 second.
Oh, I wasn't reading your email.
Transparency in government, not in campaigns.
Really?
You know what, dude? Worst things could happen. Tomorrow could not be Friday. Yeah.
Let's face it, we can't have the fox guarding the hen house. We need balance in Montpelier. When the legislature raised taxes that would hurt families and small businesses, Brian Dubie and I stood up to them. When the legislature spent beyond our means, we fought back. Brian Dubie has the skill to bring people together, but knows how to take a stand when the legislature goes too far. Leadership, integrity, and balance. That's why Brian Dubie should be our next governor.
So what do you think? We're pleased to share that with Vermont and with you. Some of the themes, I'm grateful for Governor Douglas's support. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have served as Vermont's Lieutenant Governor. Once again, I'm grateful for having the opportunity to serve as a member of the Governor's Cabinet. It's been a privilege to chair the Governor's Commission on Healthy Aging. It's been a privilege to have been chair of the Governor's Homeland Security Advisory Council, and would be a privilege to serve as Vermont's next governor. The governor talks about balance. Some of the feedback that I've received as Vermont's Lieutenant Governor has always been, it's been very encouraging to hear feedback from Vermonters that recognize my service has been one of collaboration, not competition. And a lot of Vermonters have given me positive feedback. I hear from a lot of Vermonters as we go through this campaign that are looking for balance. They're looking for a legislature and executive branch that works, maybe coming from problems from a different viewpoint, but at the end of the day, solving problems, like we have done in healthcare, like we did in the last session in pushing back the capital gains tax and the estate tax, like we did with the governor's leadership and many of the people that are here today on allowing the federal production reduction to go through. But that took a lot of leadership from the governor's standpoint to talk about on behalf of our manufacturers and St. Albans Co-op, people in the food sector. But at the end of the day, Vermonters benefited from that leadership. And that's the kind of leadership that I propose to bring as Vermont's next governor. So Governor Douglas, thank you for being here today. Thank you for helping us to produce this ad. I think it's consistent with what Vermonters expect in government. You know, frank discussion on tough issues, but at the end of the day, working to achieve balance on behalf of the people of the state of Vermont. So, Governor, once again, thank you for coming here today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Governor, what are you saying about the integrity, implying about the integrity of Senator Shumpman?
Well, I'm saying that Brian Dubie has great integrity, but let me be perfectly honest about what we've seen in the campaign of the other nominee over the last few weeks. We saw a proposal to reduce our corrections budget by $40 million. There's been a lot of talk about what exactly that means, but